Hey everybody, welcome back. Team Walters, Richard here. So today we're going to go over fire prevention in the home, in the office, as you'll see below, because big shout out to Christy for letting me use her office and her apartment area to be able to shoot this video. Big shout out to her. So what have we gone over so far? We've gone over installing smoke detectors, use of smoke detectors, emergency exit plan to be able to get out. We also went over close before you doze. That's the big push right now. Close before you doze. When you go to sleep, shut the door. So we also went over emergency exit plan when you're on vacation. We also went over fire extinguisher use and how to use a fire extinguisher, actually demonstrate using a fire extinguisher. So today we're going to go back into the kitchen and go over a couple more things. So, and we're going to move on to the bathroom and then the office and then the basement. Not necessarily in that order. We'll figure it out. So whenever you have these, a lot of the newer stoves, the older stoves, the boiler used to be down there. Now most of the time is you have storage areas. This is for storage areas, stuff that you're going to use in the oven that's non-combustible. You don't want to store mitts down there. You want to keep non-combustible material out of there. Just went on a call recently, somebody was painting, they were renting out an apartment. They stuck the paint stuff down in there. Some combustible things were in there. They closed it, thinking they were going to come back and do it. They rented out the apartment. The people renting the apartment decided they wanted to cook a pizza, so they got pizza stuck in the oven. You can guess what happened next is the combustible material in there actually caught fire, caused a lot of smoke, a lot of damage to the stove, but it stayed within the stove. So we were extinguished a little bit of fire that was left. They had to get a new stove, do some more painting. So you don't want to keep anything combustible in there. Non-combustible material stored underneath. If it's an older stove and it's a boiler, you want to make sure it's empty if you use the boiler. The newer stoves, the boiler is basically the heating element on top. I might be wrong, it might be the one on the bottom. That I'm not sure, I'm not a stove expert. But you want to make sure before you use your stove, you take a look that you didn't put a pizza box or anything in there, because it's going to ignite up. If you do have a fire in the oven, going back to the kitchen video, is you just want to keep the door shut, shut the heating elements off, shut the stove off, call 911. So, and as you're cooking this, I'm going to re-emphasize this, always cook with a lid on, handy. So if you do have a fire, you'll be able to snuff it out, shut the heat source off, which is an electric stove, so you just shut the element off. Always cook with the handle in, not out. That's good even if you don't have kids, because you can bump that easily. So you want to keep them in. Also is, around your stove, you don't want to keep combustibles. So the garbage cans are right there, they're behind the door, they're far enough away. So if there's anything that falls over, if you do have a little fire or something that doesn't fall over, find more fuel sources. So, moving on to the next leading cause, candles. Everybody likes candles. Well, most people do this. I like the smell this one's giving off right now. But whenever you use a candle, you want to keep combustible material away, keep it so it's not under the cabinetry. Combustible material goes away. And if you leave the room, you just blow the candle out. Put the candle out, okay? So, creates a little bit of smoke when it puts it out, but you won't put it out. Leads us to what you need to light it. Keeping matches and lighters away from children. You don't want to leave them on the counter if you have kids, because kids will come up here and they're naturally curious what it does and why it creates fire. Okay, so we want to prevent that. So you want to keep it up somewhere high. So right now, we're going to go ahead and move on to the bathroom and look at what we can do for fire safety in there. Hey everybody, now we're in the bathroom. So a lot of fire hazards in the bathroom. Most of the time it's curling iron, stuff like that. Obviously, as I don't use one because my hair is too short. But whenever you're using appliances in the bathroom, you want to make sure when they're not in use, you unplug them. And then after they're used, you want to make sure that they have time to cool down before you put them away. So you unplug it, leave it sit on the counter, let it cool off, and then stove. Make sure it's cool to the touch. Whenever you do get appliances, you want to make sure that they're UL tested. I don't know where to zoom in on that. It's pretty hard to see. It's black on black. My shirt's black. So, as you can see, this is, I've been to fires where people have left their curling irons plugged in, and as you see Leo here in the video in the office area, is left it unplugged, cat come in and play with the cord, landed on the rug as such, ignited a fire. And the leading cause was the iron, or these rollers. That's what this is called, a roller. The cat was playing with it, dropped it on, started a fire. So you want to make sure they're cool to the touch, unplug when not in use, stone after they cooled down. So that is one of the things is with the bathroom safety. Make sure your cleanliness in your bathroom, so to speak, keeping your garbage empty, keeping fuel sources away from that. If you do use a candle in the bathroom, you want to make sure it's not near any combustibles. A lot of people leave candles in their bathroom for obvious reasons. So we're going to move down to the office area now. Hey everybody, we're in the office area of the building that we're in. So a lot of places in office areas, people use these heaters to stay warm during the winter, because usually office buildings are a little colder, they get chilled or whatnot. So these are required by code to be able to be tip proof when they're used in office areas and stuff like that. And I recommend getting tip proof for your home. Matter of fact, they're all manufactured that way. I don't know if you can hear this. That little click, that's actually the switch throwing it off, that's saying it's been tipped. So it would automatically shut off. When these are in use, when they're not in use, you just want to keep them up, keep them unplugged. If they're in use, you want to make sure that there's an 18-inch radius around this of non-combustibles, any garbage can. Look, the cat joined us. So, what's up, Leo? So, you want to make sure that there's an 18-inch radius around of any combustibles. If you do work in the office, some office prevention fire safety tips: keep the trash empty, keep combustibles away from heat sources such as this, and make sure that they're tip proof. That little click, that's awesome. So, and if you do need more outlets, you don't want to jam up the outlets, you can get one of these. They come, you can turn these on or off with a switch. And they also have a breaker in them. So if anything happens, it will trip this breaker and surge protectors. So you want to make sure that they're UL listed. So, all right, we'll move upstairs now. Hey everybody, we came back down to the office now. So now as we're looking at now, this is where the main gas line comes in. So it's the shutoffs. The main shutoffs are right here. Obviously there's the office gas meter, then the second floor for the apartment. So this is where your water shutoffs. Good place to know where your water shutoff is. So if you have a leak somewhere in your house, you'll be able to shut the water off here to solve the leaking problem. As you can see, that's our fuse box, panel box right there. So as you can see, we didn't keep a 30-inch opening here. So we're going to be cleaning that out after the video. Just wanted to show you want to keep a 30-inch open so you can get to the panel box. There's 2 panel boxes in this building. So we'll go over to the next one to show you how to keep it clear. So this is the first furnace. There's 2 furnaces in this building. So this is the first furnace. It's gas fired. So it has a chimney that goes out to the outside and goes up a chimney. So this is where it pulls a draft. So you want to keep that this area is clean. You want to keep any combustibles away from the furnace area. This is the gas shutoff feeding the furnace. This is your air filter for the furnace. So you want to change this regularly when you change your furnace. You want to change your air filter, keep it clean. So the furnace blower doesn't have to work hard to try and force the air through the filter. So, and one of the things, as I noticed as we were doing the prepping for this video, is about keeping combustibles under stairs. You don't want to keep combustibles under stairs. So if there's a fire in this area, it's not a heavy fuel load under means of egress right there. So you want to keep combustibles not stored underneath the stairwell. We'll change that in a second. We're going to try walking this so we can do one-shot video. So as you notice, this is definitely an office area. So one of the things I noticed when I was prepping for the video is they have a dehumidifier downstairs. Whenever using a dehumidifier, you want to plug it directly into the outlet. So when you're using the dehumidifier, so you want to plug any big appliances, refrigerators, stuff like that. You don't want to use extension cords. So you can see it's plugged directly into the outlet. So we're going to move over this way. So we're going to go to the second box. So as you can see, we set something up. We'll see if anybody catches it. But before we get there, if you do use extension cords, you don't want to run any cords underneath rugs, high traffic area, because what happens is you start wearing off the insulation on the extension cord or any kind of regular plug or electric line. And once you start wearing the insulation off, you're going to wear down the bare wire. Bare wires can make a ground and actually start a fire. So you don't want to run any extension cord or plugs or any kind of electrical underneath rugs. So You want to keep that. When we do the holiday video, we'll go over that even more. So as you can see, this fuse box, panel box, breaker box is kept clear. There's 30-inch radius around it. Be able to read, be able to reach it, be able to shut off what you need. There's some labeling here, but right next to the breakers, there's also some labeling. Same thing around your hot water tank. You want to keep it clear of combustibles in your furnace as well. It's a gas hot water tank, so this is where the spent gas goes up and goes out the chimney. So you want to make sure that this area is kept clean. If you start seeing debris down here, you want to get the hot water tank or the furnace debris down around this area. You want to make sure you get service. Also, one of the leading causes of fires is dryer fire. You never want to run a dryer when you're not home. I know it's inconvenient. You want to go out, do what you need to do, but you want to run the dryer when you're home. So you know if there's an issue, hey, you can resolve the issue. When you use the dryer, that'll load in there. You want to make sure that the vents, the screen is clean. Keep it clean. I do that after every time. I recommend you do that too. After every use, put it in there right. Make sure it's all right so it's ready to go. So another thing is when it's venting the outside, these need clean periodically. Need clean. You want to make sure you keep that clean the lint, and where exhaust outside, you want to keep that area clean. Especially in the winter, you want to make sure that the snow's not built up around here, because basically right outside this window, maybe a foot is ground level, so that could get easily blocked by snow and using it. One thing to know that your vent needs clean is if your dryer's taking longer to dry. It's also economically to keep that clean. So if you enjoy these videos, you like what we're doing here at Team Walters, join our team, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you're in Western Pennsylvania or anywhere, you want to get a hold of me, you can go to our website, teamwalters.net, teamwalters.net. I'll put the contact information. If you like what we're doing here, give me a thumbs up. Till next time, have a fantastic day.